Hello, everyone. This is Dom, and we're on our third time's a charm version of this recording. Something just keeps popping up every time I try to do it. Um, in this video, we are going to be covering how to create a Veteran of the Day post inside of WordPress. Okay. Um, Now, as you can see, I'm at vantagepoint.dmeinterns.org website. And this is the home page. I don't know why there's HTML in the title of the page. Hopefully that'll get addressed at some point. Um, and if you hover over right here, once you're logged in, notice it says Howdy Dominique. That's an indication that I'm logged in. But if you hover over this and click on Dashboard, then it will take you to your dashboard. Now your dashboard is going to look probably a bit different from mine. Um, you know, well, it's quite likely going to look different from mine. I don't know that for sure. I always have admin access, so I don't know what it looks like for everybody else. But if it does look different, don't worry about it. I can almost guarantee you're not going to have access to all this stuff down here. But you should have access to posts, media, maybe pages. We'll see. But anyway, what we're really here for is posts. And so if you click on all posts, you will see that there are already posts in there. So if you want to open one up to take a look at it and see Veteran of the Day, if you click Edit, if you have editing capabilities, hopefully you do, then you can kind of see how it was set up, what it looked like, and stuff like that. This one, yeah, they appear to be linking to a photo. That might prove an issue. I'm not sure. But anyway, here's yeah, featured image. You get the idea. It's a Veteran of the Day, so you can kind of get a feel for how things are set up. Let me go ahead and go back here. What we're really going to be doing is creating a new post. So let's click Add New. And before we really get started, um, go away. Sorry, that's annoying me. Dismiss that. Don't want to see that. All right, cool. Now we're at a normal screen. Before we get started, though, I usually tell people to set up their screen options. And I'll show you the ones that I typically have in place. Notice this is blogs.va.gov. This is Vantage Point. And so I'll show you how I usually have my screen options. The ones that I usually have checked are Yoast SEO, revisions, excerpt, author, format, categories, tags, and featured image. And then this enable full height editor, distraction free. I don't know. I don't really worry about that too much. But so let's see. Ooh. So we got Yoast. Revisions. Let's see, we got revisions. Huh. I don't see that one in here. I know send trackbacks is not one of them. So custom fields is not one of them. Discussion. Let's see, is discussion in there? No. You can get rid of discussion as well. Discussion. I mean, the goal here is to remove things that are not necessary to you completing the task, you know? So I'll say another one of these will be slug. You don't need slug. Slug was that thing down there at the bottom. So if you click it, slug, notice it shows up. If you uncheck it, slug, notice it's gone. Let's see. Let's see. Format, categories, tags, header, background. Header, background. Is that one of them? Nope. Get rid of it. Boom. Custom sidebar. I don't think that. Custom fields. Custom sidebar. You don't need custom sidebar. Get rid of it. So 2 columns. I always like to have 2 columns. Review box is not one of them as well, so you can get rid of that. So format, categories, tags, featured image, Yoast SEO, excerpt, and author. These all seem to be appropriate. So I would stick with that and then close it out. Yeah. And then that should be your setup going forward. If I'm not mistaken, it remembers what you chose and it will apply those settings um, on future posts. So now you can see you got an excerpt here, you got your format for let's see, I'll get to that later. Categories, um, tags, yeah, there you go, tags, featured image, yeah, I already said that. Here's the Yoast SEO plugin, and yeah, author. So you can set the author for blogs. For pretty much everything, it's going to be Vantage Point, not staff, but contributor. So almost everything's going to be the author's Vantage Point contributor. So go ahead and set that up right now. And yeah, so now we're able to get started. So if we go in here and let's go with one that has been approved but not yet created. So we got Joseph Halachek, right? It says it's been approved. We got a final version. We got a photo, and we got a document. So let's go ahead and we got some attached. Oh, this is updated. No, this is the final. Okay, so there's the document. All right, this is the IG means Instagram. FB is what we actually use. It works on Facebook, but it also works on the blog. So let's just go ahead and click. I don't know why I did that, but here, let me save the image. All right, it's got these metals, cool. And then let's go ahead and see if we can download this document. Boom. Show in Finder. There you go. All right. Sorry, I got so much stuff open right now. Trying to move everything out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. All right. Cool. So this is the write-up. And when we go over here to add new post, and we have our little write-up here. Ah, darn it. Go away. The title is going to be right here. Hashtag Veteran of the Day, Army Veteran Joseph M. Halachek. I think it's how you pronounce it, Halachek. So go ahead and put the title. Boom. And then subtitle we don't really use. Now featured image, we just downloaded that, so we can upload a new featured image. And nope, it's not the Secretary of the Veterans Affairs. It's Halachek Facebook medals. All right. Now, something important that you need to consider is that a any image that goes on our website needs to have alternative text. So one of the things that we ask that you do is take a look at the photo and figure out what it is that you can write to describe it. So alternate text is basically it's a way for people with sight disabilities or outright blindness to be able to understand what's going on in the picture. So you're just basically describing what's in the picture, and so you could say photo shows or photo graphic shows Joseph Halachek. Did I spell that right? Halachek. Sitting on a chair. Let's see. Right side of graphic shows. Sorry, not right. What am I doing? Left side of graphic shows. Sitting on a chair. Right side of graphic shows people marching. Yeah, that should be enough. You could actually, if you wanted to go into more detail, you could say text reads. Usually that's what I will put. Text reads, Veteran of the Day, hashtag Veteran, or VA, hashtag Veteran of the Day, and then Joseph Halachek. And you could say that there's some medals as well. That's, if you're wanting to be super duper thorough, that would probably be the way to do it. But I'm just, for the purposes of this, I'm not. So let me go and look at a post that was done by someone else. So in this one, you can see caption. There's a caption here. Here's alt text. Army veteran Edgar Andrews Androdays or Andrews is today's veteran of the day. Description: photo montage of Edgar Andrews. I would have probably put this up here in alt text. Description, I don't know. You could say something like that. Anyway, this is an example of how it's being done. Caption: today's veteran of the day is Army veteran Edgar Dudley Andrews, who served as a machine gunner with the Massachusetts National Guard during World War One. So you can do that as well. It looks like it's probably the first line of the blog post. Edgar Andrews VOD is the title. So this is so you guys can see, hey, this is how it's being done on the blog already. And it looks like what they're doing for caption is basically just including the first sentence of the blog post. Caption: today's veteran of the day is Army veteran Edgar Dudley Andrews, who served as a machine gunner during World War One. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's the excerpt. With the Massachusetts National Guard during World War One. Okay, so it looks like they shortened it down a little bit, but you get the idea. That's what they're using as the caption. And then there's a description and there's a alternative text. Description is basically, I don't know why it's necessary. Maybe it's just something else, something extra for WordPress, but it's just something to go on top of the alternative text, I guess. And the caption is actually text that shows up underneath the photo itself. So, yeah, that I think I explained it. Go back and rewatch this little section. So, in case you're still confused, go back and rewatch it to see what you missed. But yeah, so caption, it looks like the caption is basically they're using the SEO excerpt. So Joseph Halachek served in World War II, earning 2 Purple Hearts and a bronze star. All right, copy, paste, and description. Photo of Joseph Halachek and people marching. All right. So alt text, like I said, just kind of describes everything. And this is for if you're telling somebody, imagine you're telling somebody who's blind what's going on in the picture. That is what alt text does. Title, I don't know. This is just the name of the photo. Caption, it appears that they're using the SEO excerpt for the caption. Description, I don't know. It seems extra, but yeah, you just kind of photo of Joseph Halachek and people marching. So I'm going to set this as the featured image. Now the reason that the featured image is important is because I'll show you what the featured image is. The featured image is this. Featured image is this. Notice this little photo, looking graphic that shows up in the top left corner. That's an indication that that this is the format of this post is an image post. So you'll be able to know that going forward. But yeah, all of these photos right here, all these pictures, they are all featured images. So make sure that you include a featured image. So featured image right there. However, something else to note, as I mentioned, these are all photo format or image format. Sorry, image format. So click image, and then go in here, and the first thing you're going to do is add this photo. Boom. Insert into post. And we actually do it. I believe we do no alignment when we do it. Enter. Nope. Ah, darn. Here, it might help you if you add a couple spaces before you add your media. Let me try it again. insert, and then notice when you're inserting it, you can choose what size to insert it at. 730 by 414. I wonder how are we inserting these? Yeah. All right. So I think we're putting them in as large. So when you do it, go ahead and insert it as 730 by 4. Insert it as large instead of full size, which is going to be super duper large. So go ahead and insert it into the post. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we do no alignment on these. And now that I have the extra space at the bottom, I can continue adding content. So here's some tags that are recommended by the intern that wrote this. So you can copy these, and go over here to tags, paste them, and then push add. Veteran, Army, World War II. Done. Categories, you would usually put these in Veteran of the Day. Click. So that's done. Format, you got your tags, your format, and your categories. All done. Next thing you're going to want to edit is the snippet and the excerpt. So these are both basically the same thing. So you can just copy this SEO excerpt, copy, and you can paste it in your Yoast SEO plugin. Here, let me close this. Notice, this is Yoast SEO. That's why I left it selected in my screen options. You need it so that you can edit the SEO description. This is the description that is going to show up like on Facebook or whatever. If you don't edit the description, if you don't edit this snippet, then what will happen is these platforms like Facebook, Google, Twitter, they'll just pull in the first sentence, even if it doesn't make any sense, like, or if it isn't a good summary of of the post. That's what they do if you don't give them something else to pull in. So what we're going to do is, what we generally do is just paste the SEO title in here, or the SEO snippet that was written by the intern, SEO excerpt, sorry. And then if the DME staff doesn't like it, then they'll add to it, take away from it, modify it, or whatever. Let's see, edit post over here, Veteran of the Day. Yeah, so this is Vantage Point, and it looks like they only did one category, just Veteran of the Day. So I just wanted to check on that. All right, so this part is done, this SEO stuff. And if we also have to fill out this excerpt right here, Command V. All right, Joseph Havlicek served in World War II, earning 2 Purple Hearts and a Bronze Star. Cool. And we're missing one more thing. Sorry, we are missing the blog post, like pretty much everything else. So we copy, just highlight this, copy and paste, if I'm not mistaken. Command V. All right, now you'll notice that we have some extra spaces in here, so I'm going to get rid of those. There will be some formatting issues when you copy and paste it over, so just be ready for that. All right, and now we have this nominate for Veteran of the Day. This is standard, but one thing that we'll have to note here is that generally there is a horizontal rule between the content and this text right here. Also, if it comes from Veterans History Project, then you need to identify that as well. So additionally, one other thing, heading 3. So you want to make this a heading 3. Still highlight, and it says Veterans History Project, so I can actually just take this stuff. I'll show you a trick. If you click text here, you can actually go to the bottom and you can copy this in HTML format. So this whole section right here with all the horizontal rules and everything, you can open up another post and then just copy that section because it's all just like HTML. So right here, Command V, and then go back to Visual, and you'll see that it has the Veteran of the Day section and this hyperlink It's got the Veterans History Project and that hyperlink. Now, contributors, editor, nope. Graphic artist, no. So now we're going to have to go back into Trello and take a look. VOD, Trello, where was it? Joseph Halachek. Now let's go all the way down here. Who wrote it? Writer Savannah Lave. So, sorry, add new post. We need an author. And notice command B. Savannah. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name, but I might have. Savannah Labbe. I keep doing that. NNA. Oh, there you go. Labbe. Yeah, you should get Grammarly. It helps. And then editor. Well, let's go see who was the editor. Well, I know who was the graphic designer. Graphics Alexander. Oh, no. All right. Okay. So this is one of the ones that were updated. So let's see. Tavia Wager. Oh, looks like Alexandra Craig still did the graphics. So I keep doing that. Graphics. Alexandra Craig. And who is our fact checker? Let's find out who checked it. Got any names? Alexandra Craig. Fact checker. So Tavia Wager. Sorry again if I'm butchering any names. I'll do it in text. Command V. Go back to visual. I do that if I don't want to bring over any of the formatting, because a lot of times this stuff will have been formatted. Like looks like bolded text. So if I'm copying a name and I want to paste it somewhere, I'll put it in just a plain text editor, so it doesn't carry over any of the bold or italics or anything like that. So now we have all the attributions. I did it again. Fact checker, graphic artist, editor, author, and I think that should do it. This is basically a finished post. This thing is ready to go. So what I would do is, you can just save it as a draft. Save as draft, and then you can preview it and get a feel for how it would look. Make sure nothing looks out of sorts. Man, somebody is chatting me up. Preview. Notice it opens in a new tab. And then just take a look. Yep, and this thing's ready to go. So that is the basics for how to create a Veteran of the Day post. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will be available in Slack.